We are interviewing Elmer Jones at the College Park Aviation Museum. Colonel Jones is 92 years old and was born February 16th, 1918. My name is Alan Hill. I'll be the interviewer today, and Chelsea Dorman will be running the camera and the sound system. Colonel Jones served during World War II in the Air Force. His highest rank was full bird colonel, and he served in the European theater. Once again, welcome, sir. Sir, here we go. Where were you born?
Washington, D.C.
In Washington, D.C.
Right.
Okay. And when you, where did you go to high school?
In Washington, D.C., Armstrong High School.
Armstrong High School. Okay. After you finished high school, did you go to college here?
Yes,
Okay.
Howard University.
Howard University. Okay. What was your major? You have
Electrical engineering.
electrical engineering. And when did it come about that you became interested in the military? Were you always interested, or was it just something that?
No, very early, as a matter of fact. As soon in the school system they started offering military training, I volunteered for it.
Okay.
At Armstrong, I was a member of the Cadet Corps
Oh, okay.
there. And then when I went to Howard University, I enlisted in the ROTC program.
Okay. All right. And that you stayed in ROTC until you finished at Howard?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was commissioned as second lieutenant, like all
Second
graduates of their program.
lieutenant. Great. And once you was that the time that you left Washington after you left Howard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just finished Howard before I went into the Air Corps. And my first assignment was at Chanute Field, Illinois.
Okay. And what was your job there? Or what was your
Well,
duties?
they were going to turn me to an aeronautical engineer. I had a degree of electrical engineering, but I was technically inclined, and so I joined the Air Force, and my first training was that of aeronautical engineer. So I expected to be responsible in the Air Corps for maintenance of the aircraft.
Where did you go to training? Where did you go to training?
Chanute Field.
Chanute Field.
Yeah,
And
in
how long?
Illinois.
Do you remember how long your training was?
Yes, it was about 6 months.
6 months. Wow. And how was it? Do you remember?
Oh, yes. Yeah, very interesting, although, well, it didn't bother me, but it may have bothered some to know that it was a segregated outfit that they had out at Chanute Field, or they built one for us. And so that's where the 99th Fighter Squadron started, at Chanute Field. And so there were certain programs that they set up to build this black squadron. Of course, they could handle with their own staff or their regular curriculum. They could build the technical officers, because they were to, command the enlisted men that were in that did most of the mechanical work on the airplanes. And but one difference showed just the illustration of some of the segregation that existed at the time. The training school for well, my memory
No, that's okay.
fails me now and then, but there was a school, I think it was Lowry, that was already established for armament training. You understand?
Armament, right,
Armament.
right.
And there was another field where the Center for Communications training.
Okay.
And so each of those training programs were at other bases than Chanute. So in order to keep the whole thing segregated, they established a group. They transferred a group from Lowry for communications, I believe, and established a group at Chanute for armament. So those were little small groups of trainees in order to keep all the blacks together on Chanute. You see. So
Go ahead.
that's the way the maintenance programs were developed for the 99th Fighter Squadron. In other words, everybody in the same place. Later on, they would send some of our people to Lowry and Scottsville for the armament and the armament and communications training. But at the first group, the 99th, was all done for the 99th by detachments, you might say,
Okay.
that were stationed at Chanute, where the larger group of people were mechanics, you see. So I think it worked out quite well.
And for those 6 months, like, do you remember how you were treated? Were you?
We, the cadets, were treated fine, but they had a segregated group. We lived over with the enlisted men, but not with them. I mean, the same area.
Right.
They had fixed up an old barracks building for us to live in, and there were six of us, two for each of those subjects. So it was very nice. I guess they knew they were doing wrong, but I was quite satisfied with it. But we who were taking, the kind of training that takes care of those ground activities. We, the two in engineering, were at the school.
Mm-hmm.
We were mixed in with the whites.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But of course, those others were in their own little groups, transferred from Lowry and Scottsville.
So when you finished your training, your basic training, what was your first duty station after that?
We were all sent down to Tuskegee.
Okay.
Now the Tuskegee was a little behind us in in building up, and they
Take your time. That's all right. We're just
wipe
talking.
that out.
But you went down to Tuskegee, and how did that feel? I mean, when here you come from Washington, then you
How did it feel?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the freedom that you felt, you know, in life was a little bit different down there. But it didn't take long to learn the mores and the, you know, the way they lived down there. And we were on the base most of the time. They did set aside a small area at the downtown theater, you know, for us. But
for the military, you're saying, or for the
yeah,
black military?
well, we have to be careful. Maybe overlapping living in the town, but living on the base, of course, we had our own theaters. You know, the films furnished by the government. So that wasn't a problem. But what was your other question about the?
Well, I just wanted to know about the adjustment that you made.
The adjustment was very easy, I felt. Of course, there are some individuals out there that are more challenging than I, you know, about living conditions. But the whole thing was under control. I mean, there were no big uprisings or anything like that. But in the case of liquid, you know, for the bar, we had to ship that in.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Under seats and
Oh.
places like that.
Oh, all right. Right.
So it was, I thought, a very nice existence. They tried to put those of us in engineering, you know, in classes that pertain mostly to the engines and the mechanical aspects of the airplane. And I didn't attend any of the other classes for communications and armament. They had those separate, so, you know, I can't comment on the quality of the training in those areas.
But the engineering training was
along with the regular students, the white students. So, of course, when the class was over, I mean, they would go to their place and I'd go to my place.
the different barracks.
Of course.
Right.
I mean, barracks and food and all that stuff was all, you know, segregated. At Chanute. I want to make that clear because I don't want to fix that in your mind. Of course, down at Tuskegee, they tried to, you know, clean up any vestiges of discrimination or unfair treatment. And certainly overseas, they kept the units together, but nobody would raise hell if a white guy ate with us or we ate with them over there. But we had to prepare food for ourselves, you know, just like the whites had to prepare for theirs and so forth. So.
And that was where? That was
well, first in North Africa.
Okay.
See, and at the base, you know, there was no discrimination to speak of. There was obviously some. Seems to me there was some row about drinking fountains or something like that, but I don't know. I have a way of avoiding all that stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So, well, let's leave Tuskegee. I mean, you at Tuskegee, you were basically training in engineering, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And you stayed at Tuskegee for how long? About
a year and a half, I guess, before they shipped us out overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you left Tuskegee and went to North Africa, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do in North Africa?
Well, the the squadron that we were one of was just a third of a combat unit. See, the combat unit in the Air Force was the group consisting of usually 3 squadrons. Certainly was that way with the fighters. 3 squadrons. So they were going to keep this thing segregated. So each group had a sort of squadron to do the, just to supply them with gasoline and work on the airplanes and stuff like that. Stuff that couldn't be done in the squadron itself.
Okay.
So they had what was called a service squadron. See, they would make a service squadron with a fighter group. Okay. Now we went over as a squadron. So what they did was to take the TONE, Table of Organization, and
Thank you.
The sorry.
They would take the TONE.
Yeah, take the TONE and cut it down. And AAF, they call it the AAF Service Detachment number 99 and attached it to the 99th Fighter Squadron.
Okay.
Now, I don't think they really needed to do that, but it was a good move because they trained a group of men who were going to do for the squadron what the squadron would do for a group, a fighter group. You understand? I mean, here's a special service unit that's going to take care of you.
Right.
See? So they were with us, and so they deployed the fighters like they would deploy the group. I'm talking about the group that we were attached to. Now we were a separate squadron. They had us on a separate field, and we had our own little second echelon maintenance group with us, you see.
Okay.
So this did give us an opportunity to learn some operations over and above we did the jobs that the squadron was not equipped to do. Some of the work we did was to work on aircraft that were, taken out of combat for a while. I mean, it took a while to get the parts for the airplane, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that's where we came in. And as a matter of fact, whenever we, on 99th, got too busy, we would work with them. See, you have to remember that all of us went to school together out of Chanute, so we knew each other. It was a nice arrangement for us.
So it's kind of easy to work together.
Yeah, yes. I mean, we were all friends.
Right.
We went to school together and all that sort of thing. So that worked out satisfactorily, I would say.
Okay. And
so, so we were supposed, they were trying to make us independent.
Okay.
But we even went into combat many times as part of the group, General Momai had the group at the time, and we went together on missions together.
Okay, to where?
But after we had done the military stuff, and we'd go home to our own bases.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So we were segregated in that way.
Okay.
So, I just, emphasizing the degree of segregation, which is, because of race and in a combat unit, which is the more integration, the more effective
Right.
they become.
But you flew on these missions together, though.
On many of them,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say
All of
all.
them, right.
I think that's a good question, because I really didn't know. I know that many of our missions were mixed missions.
Right. Do you remember where you went? Where your missions were?
Well, I didn't go on those missions, but
Oh, okay.
but we were active in all the areas that were within our range.
Okay.
Later on in our operations, we got into fighter escort. So there were, further south, there were bomber groups, B-17s, B-24s down in Italy, as well as coming from Great Britain. Oh, I don't know where they were coming from, but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
they and our fighters would meet them, and then they both go on a mission, and get that accomplished, and then we'd go back to our base, and the fighters and the bombers would go back to their base, which may not be in Italy. But we later on we worked on a number of other countries' airplanes that couldn't make it back to their base, so they would land in Italy, and in most cases we would take care of that. Now that was after the 99th. When I say that, 3 more squadrons joined us about a year later.
What were they?
Well, they were the parts of the 366 fighter group.
Okay.
And they were, sent over whenever they got trained as a complete unit, and they also had a service squadron assigned.
And they joined with the 99?
Yeah. No, well, the 99th joined them.
Oh, okay.
So by that I mean, they went with the 99th, and so they one small, relatively small group with the other 3 squadrons. So they were all were together under the same command. Colonel Davis, General Davis, whatever he was at the time.
Colonel Ben Davis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See that the 3 squadrons of the 332nd group were brought over by Davis. He went back to the States after we had been overseas with the 99th for about 6 months or so.
Okay.
To bring the other 3 squadrons over, and as a group, the 332nd Fighter Group, and then we joined them. So that was more or less unusual. Usually, the fighter group consisted of 3 squadrons, and then the service squadron also, well, service group came over, and that consisted of the capability of servicing one service squadron to 3 squadrons. No, yeah, 1 service squadron to 3 service squadrons. So we had overseas 1 service group, the 96 was the service, the 3 squadrons of the 332nd.
And 96 with the service group?
The 96 was the service group.
Okay.
That's consisted of 3 squadrons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been a few years.
No, that's all right. You know, it comes. That's all right. Just take your time. We got all the time in the world. Just go ahead and just.
Well, let's see.
Well,
if I'm going to charge you $100.
So Colonel Davis brings these other 3.
Yes, well, about a year after he had been over there. No, about a year after he had first brought the 99th over.
Right.
They were separate. And then they sent him back after about 6 or 7 months to bring over the 332nd.
Right.
As commander of that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then how did things work after the 332nd showed up?
Well, we had a full service squadron then to service the 99th. So, to service the 332nd, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We had 1 for 3, or 3 for 1, whichever way you want to put it. But they found actually the 96 group. They had 2 squadrons in them, and one was going to take care of the 360. Oh, I'm getting myself balled up here. It's sort of slowly coming back.
Right, that's right. Just take your time and just.
Yeah.
If you look at your picture, maybe that'll.
Hey, that's me.
That'll maybe help you remember.
Yeah, that's it.
How old were you here in
Huh?
this picture? Do you remember how old you were in this picture?
Oh, well, yeah, about, I guess around 38 or something like that, probably.
Really? And where was this at? Do you know where it was taken?
Yeah, I was taken at Ramatelli in Italy. There's a little shack that they built for me out of belly tank boxes.
Oh, really? What was your rank then?
I was a major.
Major.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was commander of the 366 Squadron.
Okay.
You know, after all machinations that went on.
So during your time after the 332nd got together with all of you,
Yeah.
and you started, well, you were still doing escorting, right, at that time?
What do you mean?
You
You mean the group?
The group, right.
Well, shortly after the 99th, shortly after the 332nd joined the 99th, or Bertha, you guys have to excuse me.
No, this is okay.
I hope you don't get this way when you get my age.
It happens to everybody.
Well, what point was I trying to make here? Well, generally speaking, the 332nd with the 99th got involved in escorting missions, you know,
Right.
rather than giving ground support
Right.
to operations. So they now why would we going off in that direction?
Well, you were explaining why Colonel Davis brought the group together.
Well, when he brought the group together, then one of the squadrons of the 96th joined the 332nd.
Okay. What was the reason for that?
Well, that's a normal arrangement, you
Right.
know. So, you know, the detachment that I went over with was a service detachment. In other words, it was a service squadron, which is usually takes care of a flight group.
Right. So you were servicing. You were servicing.
So this one, the 366 Service Squadron was put under my command when they decided, you know, when they brought the 99th
Okay.
in the 99th Service Squad, Service Group Detachment. I'm sorry. The service detachment that I had was later disbanded.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
shortly after I was assigned to the 366, which was a full-grown squadron, service squadron, capable of servicing a complete tactical group or fighter group.
Okay.
You see, and I mean the service detachment I had no further job because some of them were assigned to the new service group, the 366, and they had to find a job and probably needed the job to support the aircraft that couldn't make it back to Europe or wherever they came from.
Okay.
And so got embarrassed.
No, no, don't worry about it. So what happened to you after your detachment? I mean, after your group disbanded?
I took over the service group.
Oh, you took
No,
over
the service squadron,
squadron.
that was assigned to service the
Aircraft that couldn't.
yeah, the aircraft that was there. I mean, the 332nd had three squadrons that it brought over: the 301st, 302nd, and the 100th
Okay.
squadrons.
Mm-hmm.
And then this service group, the 96th, came over the same time the larger body, you know, the 366 came over. So since only one service squadron was needed to service the three squadrons of the 332nd, we had this extra service squadron,
Okay.
and they sort of broke it up. They didn't disband it, but they spread the extra squadron over an area, you know, further north, because a lot of the aircraft from Europe couldn't get back to Europe. They had to land in Italy.
Right.
And so that squadron that stayed in Africa, well, that stayed north of where we were, took care of the needs of the 366. Well, I know. Maybe I should make some drawings.
No, no, that's okay. You're doing fine. So after you became in charge of this
Service squadron.
yeah this the service squadron, what was your rank at that time? Were you still a major at that time, or were you a colonel? If you don't remember, it's not that important. I just wanted to.
I think I was still a major.
Still a major?
I think so.
And how long did you stay in charge of that service group or squadron?
Squadrons.
Right.
Ahead of me there. It was a service squadron that I had over there. And what was your question?
About how long were you in charge of that service squadron?
Well, I don't have the exact
No,
dates, but
about
I
how
would
long?
guess about perhaps 7 months or something like that.
7 months.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that 7 months was over? Did you?
Well, when you get to the point where I've been over there 2 years,
Okay.
they came back to the States because Davis picked his staff, for this new group that he was going back over to take over. I am getting things mixed up.
So you were saying that you came back to the States,
Yeah.
and then now you're mentioning Colonel Davis again.
Well, Colonel Davis came back twice, made 2
Okay.
trips back when he was trained at the end of the war
Okay.
in Europe.
Okay.
He came back to the States,
Right.
and then he selected a cadre of officers to man this group that was headed for the Pacific.
Okay.
But we never got to the Pacific because the war was over before we were ready.
But he selected you as one of the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was the group. I was the group commander. Was I? Yeah, but,
So you never made it back. You never.
no, I didn't go overseas again
Okay.
because the new group seems to me was made up of fighters and B-25s. It seems to be.
Okay.
And, so.
But the entire time you were still working under the scope of engineering, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So after coming back to the States, you never went back overseas.
No.
Oh, okay. So what did you do here in the States? Did you?
Well, we wasted some time getting ready to be shipped out to the Pacific,
Okay.
And when we decided we weren't going to do that, I was able to apply to school. So I applied, and they sent me to the University of Illinois. I got a master's degree in, I guess, electrical engineering, they call it, or something. Or
Okay.
wasn't communications, it was a regular course that
Right.
we had there. So,
And you received your master's while you were still active military.
oh yeah,
Okay.
got another one after that.
And that one. And what was that one in?
University of Chicago. It was business at a special course for people in my job. I guess it was to what did they call that course?
You said business something or other.
Yeah, I was in a business school there.
Okay. And so you went to school most of the time that you were back here in the States?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I did.
And how much longer? I mean, did you stay in the Illinois area, or did you travel throughout the country?
They transferred me to after that schooling. They transferred me to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Where was that?
At Ohio.
Okay.
Is it Dayton?
Okay.
Dayton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me down there, and things get a little muddled now. But
that's okay. And what'd you do down there? Did you have your family with you at this time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you were married. I guess
Yeah.
evidently you got married while you were in the service.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. Any children while you were in there?
Yeah. My daughter was born there.
And what's your daughter's
She
name?
was a shooter.
What's your? Can I have give you your wife's name and your daughter and your children's name so that we can get that on there?
Yeah, my wife's name was Frankie.
Frankie. Okay.
Frankye.
Wow. Okay.
Fancy. And my Frankie M. Jones. That's a middle initial.
Right.
And my daughter's name was Danis. Danis. Marie. We tacked Jones on the end of it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I hope I'm not embarrassing you guys.
No.
I'm sort of embarrassing myself.
No, you're not. You're doing good.
I'm doing pretty good for my age. People tell me.
Exactly. Exactly. So after you leave, Ohio, I'm sure you have your family with you at that time, right?
Yeah.
So
I went to Wright-Patterson.
Frankie, and Dennis leave Ohio and go where?
She was born in Illinois.
Okay.
Now, where did I go from Illinois?
You went to Ohio.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
At the Wright-Patterson.
Right.
Like I said, my daughter was born in Illinois, and shortly after that, we
went to.
As a matter of fact, I completed my course, and they sent me to Dayton. I'd forgotten what was motivating me, but the military was. Yes, that's true. I went to Wright-Patterson.
Yeah.
And then from Wright-Patterson, I went to Rome, New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little chilly up there.
Yeah, but I prefer the change of weather.
And each one of these places, did you continue to go to school, or did you just did you have command of engineering?
Oh. Well, I went to school at Illinois, University of Illinois. I think I told you about that.
Right.
And then shortly after I finished that course, I went to Wright-Patterson. And then they assigned me to electronic countermeasures.
In Rome?
At Wright-Pat.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, that activity, the countermeasures, moved to Rome, New York.
Okay.
And so I went with that party up there. My whole family moved up there. So,
how did your family adjust to military life? Did they like it, or?
Well, I think they enjoyed it. I enjoyed military life.
Mm-hmm.
I made some good decisions along the way. I would you know, say I'd do it again if I had to, or if the opportunity presented itself.
Right. Well, Colonel Jones, where did you finally retire from? Where were you at when you finally?
Air Force headquarters down in Washington.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Am I still in Washington?
Yes. Well,
You know,
that's
a
okay.
minute to determine where I was.
So you
In
started here in
Maryland, so-
Washington, and you did the whole thing, and you came back here. And,
Yeah, my last assignment was at the Pentagon.
Okay.
And in that job, I was a project manager, they call him. And I was very close to where I was. Well, I stayed in the same house.
That you grew up in?
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't carry that with me, but
I thought you were going to say that. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was like, wow.
no, we looked around in D.C. Of course, that was where I was from. We looked in Southern Maryland and Virginia, and decided that what we selected in Virginia, fit the bill okay. So we that's in a still house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in there for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe about 40 years or something like that.
And your total enlistment, how much would you spent the whole 30 years in the
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had 30, I think, because of my ROTC experience.
Right. Right. Was the adjustment of retiring, was it kind of hard to readjust after you came back out here in civilian life?
No.
Well, you were ready, I guess.
Well, no, I wasn't running from it. I had a good job there. But,
Mm-hmm.
what was the story? I think I had to retire because of my rank. I wasn't slated to be a general, so I see all the heads bobbing around me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way it worked out. But I tell you, I enjoyed my lifetime.
Right.
I didn't expect to live so long because my parents died in the 50s, mid-50s, you say.
Yeah.
And here I'm sitting at 92.
Well, that's good. God has a job for you to do down here. It's not up to us. It's up to Him.
Oh, well, I wish you would explain it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. Out of you, well, you didn't suffer any injuries or anything when you were in there or anything,
No, I had an attack of asthma, I guess, when I first went out to Chanute.
Mm-hmm.
But I recovered that easy enough. I don't even think they put me in a hospital, but they prescribed medicine. So, no, I have to be thankful for the life I've been given.
And you stated that if you could do it over again, you would do the same thing over and over again if you could, right?
Yeah, I might have. I might have been dumber because I was a little disappointed that I didn't get into flying military aircraft.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I think I might have made that clear, but they wouldn't send me to flight school because I was on alert. You see, I was a part of the 99th.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they tapped me for overseas duty, then I was locked in, unless the overall plans changed. But, no, I've had a good life.
Good. That's wonderful. And was there anything that really disappointed you? Anything that you didn't care that much about that throughout your military career? Was there anything that stands out that that was kind of disappointing, or was there something? Was everything pretty good?
I can't think of anything.
That's
I
wonderful.
think everything was pretty good.
That's wonderful. I
But
mean, you know,
when I look back on it,
yeah, yeah,
you know, I might have, and I think about this often. I was in the civilian pilot training program. I told you about that while I was still in college. And some of the guys I met down at Tuskegee, you know, in the secondary, were also good friends, and but they were after me. The way I looked at it, they wanted to get me in, you know, and I was pretty well qualified for the job that's being offered at the time. You know, I mentioned that it took about 6 months or so to get the pilots in, you know, because the facilities were not there.
okay.
So I keep on.
Well, you said that the guys were trying to get you into this program.
Yeah. Because there were a number of things. The guy who was in charge, the teacher or official at Tuskegee for flying, he was a pretty smart guy. His name was G.L. Washington. So when the Air Force decided, and he was sort of the contact, you know, for the Air Force. And although he worked for Tuskegee Institute, but where was I going with this?
About getting into the program to fly.
Yeah. Thank you for that, because the Army was after me.
Mm-hmm.
I received orders, you know, in my last year of college, and I had orders to go to Fort Devens. Well, number one, I hadn't quite finished college. I had still this extra semester, whatever it was. And of course, it was rather easy for me to contact the people, you know, our people. We had some people pretty high up. I don't know whether you've ever heard of Judge Hasty or not,
Mm-hmm.
but he was one of my guys, one of the friends that helped me out, and they added enough time before calling me to active duty for me to finish school.
Well, okay.
Well, meanwhile, we were fighting to get into the Air Force, and it so happened that they started sending people to school to become a part of the Air Force, and they selected 6 of us to be cadets and you know, graduate with a lieutenant's commission in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Boy, I better jump there, because the infantry is after me." So I did. Joined to go to school to become a cadet for the Air Force in the engineering. So I went for that, and didn't look back. And then after a while, we were on alert so long, you know. I guess they said, well, we're going to send them to Liberia, or we're going to send them there. Well, what are we going to do with these black guys? So it took them a long time to decide what to do with us. So we were on alert status, which means that we don't get transferred anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't wait for them to start training the flying cadets.
Right.
So I jumped right in the Air Force, and instead, and became a cadet actually, and of course that worked out all right, but it just more or less killed my desire to fly.
Right.
And as I look back over the record, I say, well, that wasn't too bad. Of course, we lost 60-some pilots.
Yeah. And things may not have turned out so great.
No,
there was a reason why you
just take
did.
a chance when it looks like it's something you could tolerate.
Right. So it turned out well for you.
Yeah.
So, and your family has a great man that they can talk to about.
There you go.
The military. Is there anything, Colonel Jones, that you'd like to finish up with? Anything that you'd like to, any statement that you'd like to make, or anything that you'd like to say about your career, or anything that's happened to you after you got out?
I just told you sort of informally that I enjoyed my life, and I thought I never had a assignment that I liked so much that it worried me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was usually very happy with what I was doing,
mm-hmm.
and the way they treated me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're still enjoying your life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Except for guys like you.
Well, it's
on your trip over to North Africa. Did you room with General Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What was that? Can you tell us a little bit about that? And
well, yes, it's very simple. They assign the top people to certain duties that have to do with the organization of the ship and managing the troops that are yours. There are a number of organizations
mm-hmm.
on the ship, although I think the 99th was the largest on that particular ship. But I was Davis's number 2 man, and that's probably because of rank. I was a captain, and he was a lieutenant colonel. I don't know, there may have been 1 or 2 other captains, but anyway, I was in charge of a unit that was going to support him, so I'd be under his control. So I guess those things were factors, and he was a very, very nice man, and I didn't volunteer for it, but he picked me to join his cabin, and so I did.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you were around him quite a bit.
Well, he was my commanding officer overseas, even though he actually wasn't. When I got a squadron, and I was responsive to the group commander,
mm-hmm.
who was a white guy. But no, Davis was a very fine man to work with. And then, of course, we were all learning.
Right.
This was the first time we didn't have any experienced soldiers in our group. I mean, just civilian soldiers.
Right.
Except Davis, I guess he was a real soldier, having gone through West Point.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have no complaints. I'll go away smiling.
That's the way you want to do it. That's how you want to do it. Well, once again, is there anything else that you'd like to state, or anything that you would like to, any points that you'd like to make?
No, I wasn't particularly. What was I going to say? I better be careful there. A very outstanding person, I think, I've been interviewed by a number of organizations. They say this one is for the
it's for you.
For the government printing office.
No, this is for you. One is for you. One is for us. And
Yeah.
one goes down to the Library of Congress.
Library of Congress. Yeah. I know they have some stuff on me over there.
Mm-hmm.
The Library of Congress.
Well, we're gonna conclude this interview, but I just wanted to let you know that we thank you for your service to the country. And it's not easy to become a full bird colonel. I know that for a fact. And I'm very proud to have had this time to interview you and meet you, sir. And I wish you a very, very happy and very healthy continuation of your life, sir. And if there's anything that we can ever do for you, please contact us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I appreciate you nice people.
Thank you very much, Colonel Jones. Thank you very much.
Well.
That didn't hurt, did it?
Not at all. Look who's been listening to us.
I thought I'm a student of history. And it's not that often you have a chance to speak with someone who actually spent time with General Davis on the ship.
Yeah, well, about 9 days it was.
North Africa.
And a matter of fact, we lived close to each other too. I mean, when he died, he was in Arlington. I mean, living in Arlington, and of course he was buried in the cemetery there, Arlington Cemetery.
Okay.
But he lived there, and of course he had his connections with Tuskegee. I don't think I was thinking perhaps his wife was she lived there, but they met somewhere else. I don't know where. That died.
Now he was from Washington D.C. too, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
He was
Yeah.
here. His family stayed here when he went overseas. So some of his tours.
I think it's right. I think that's right.